Hello and welcome to Transfer Hub on Up the Villa podcast. If you are new to our channel, subscribe, drop this video a like and get involved in the comment section down below. Your support during pre-season, the off-season so far has been absolutely phenomenal. Top class from you all. You Villa fans are a bunch of legends anyway, and your support, your comments that you create in sort of like a fan forum in the comment section is what it's all about. I want your opinions. I want to know exactly what you think of everything that we discuss on the episodes. It's just as much my fan channel as what it is yours. So embrace it, get involved, and just help it grow. And if you're not subscribed, pause this video now and just drop it a like and subscribe to the channel, because we want to grow and we want to be the biggest and the best we can. So that is down to you guys who are watching. So thank you for the support. And if you can subscribe, it's highly appreciated from myself. So the fixtures were out yesterday, and we had an in-depth look on the live stream as well. So what I want to do now is I just want to have a little look and just talk about briefly what Gerrard mentioned last season about our squad and the way in which we are very, very inconsistent. And we've got certain players who are very good on their day, and then other times they can let us down slightly. Individual mistakes, whether that's at the back, whether it's missing chances, missing opportunities. I think it's a culmination of everything with us. I think at times we are wasteful with possession with our centre-backs. I think sometimes they get dragged out of position. I think sometimes they lose their markers. Sometimes we allow runners in on the back post, like what we saw against City on the last game of the season. I think in midfield, we're sometimes sloppy with the ball. We give the ball away. We're not tough at getting the tackles in. I think up front at times we miss too many chances. So it's not always down to one individual player. It's a culmination of a lot of things, and it's a lot of individual errors and inconsistencies with the Villa side. How many times did we go last season and we're thinking, right, we're going to do really well, and then we end up 1-0 down and we're chasing the game? All of those things that I've just spoke about next season have got to evaporate from this side for Villa to reach the potential and reach the levels in which we know we can and that Gerrard wants to get us into. So, mate, no two ways about it. Next season, bare minimum, I think, from Aston Villa is a top 10 finish. That is the bare minimum that I'm sort of looking towards. I'm not saying at this moment in time we're ready to break into Europe. I think we've still got a few more transfers and signings to make before I think we can start being in that conversation. But I think at this moment in time, we've got to earmark a top 10 finish. And my point is, we are linked with quite a few central defenders at the minute. We were linked yesterday with Stefan de Vrij. We've been linked with Calvin Bassey. And we have still got Tyrone Mings. We've just signed Diego Costa. We've still got Ezri Konsa. We've got Callum Chambers, and we've got Courtney Horse. And it just feels for me at the minute that we are looking to shore up that defence. Whether it's a player that gets injured, there's a replacement to come straight back in there. I think when we look at some of the players as well, we tend to not be nostalgic, but I think where we've come from with these players to get promoted, to stay in the Premier League, to survive, to have a good season under Dino, we sort of feel like we can't say we're looking for better and we're looking to improve, and we can't move these players on. So I think when we are linked with these central defenders, I think a part of me feels like Gerrard sees the centre-back partnerships as part of the problem. And I think it's an area which he is trying to address. I think we haven't really been linked with that many central midfielders so far in this window. We've signed Boubacar Kamara. We look like we bid for Bissouma, but we've missed out on Bissouma because he wants Champions League football and wants to play in London. So, I mean, you can't knock him for that because every Premier League player wants to play in the Champions League. But we haven't really been linked with that many central midfielders, and that is an area where I feel like we are pretty light at the minute, because if you're looking at the rumours of Sanson maybe going, Luiz looks like he might be going to Roma. Irabuna might be going to QPR on loan. You're only left with Ramsey, McGinn, Kamara and Nakamba. Now, if we start looking at these fixtures here, and this is the point that I'm trying to get into, the start of the season, you've got in August, you've got 5 games where, yeah, they're really tough games. Every game in the Premier League is difficult, but you'd earmark a few of them as winnable games. You'd want to be beating Bournemouth away first game. You'd want to be beating Everton at home first game. Palace away, you want to be getting something from that. West Ham at home might be pretty difficult if they've still got Declan Rice, etc. And Arsenal away will be difficult. September looks difficult in itself. You've got a difficult game against City, away at Leicester and Southampton at home. And this is the point that I'm trying to get into here. Look at October. October needs consistency. And if Villa are to have a very good season next year, it is all solely about staying consistent throughout the 30 games of the season. So many times last season, we saw runs of 4 losses in a row. Then we'd win a few. 5 losses in a row. 5 losses in a row. So the amount of games we lost, I think it was 18, 19 games we lost last season. Now, you're going to be looking at turning those games into wins or draws and drawing more games than what we did last season. If you can't win, don't lose. Draw the game. So I feel like October is going to be a real interesting month because you're going to be having a bit of a break, aren't you, in November? So that area there of games, Leeds, then you've got 7 days later, Forest, few days later, Chelsea, 3 days later, Fulham, few days later, Brentford. So that area there is looking for pure consistency and is what you need from a solid squad, which is what I think Gerrard is trying to build and what he was trying to get at last season about the inconsistencies in this side. We just can't have it. You can't get top 6 if you're inconsistent. So I think we've got to earmark this period in October here is a month where we've got to start steamrolling and start flying because it's going to be really, really crucial. And squad depth and utilising the squad is going to be crucial. So we're linked now with a really, really exciting young defender, 21 years of age, Nathan Collins. He's a Republic of Ireland international and he applies his trade at Burnley. If anybody saw Nathan Collins' goal again the other night, oh my God, what a goal from a centre-back. He just literally teared through the whole side. It reminded me a little bit of like that, the start of that Ron Vlaar goal when he like thunder blasted it into bottom corner against Sunderland at home all them years ago. But he just kept going. And it was a class goal. But we are linked still with central defenders, which is making me think: are we in the market for another one? Because we were linked with Bassi, and that fee, like I said the other day, is looking at around £25 million now. That's a lot of money, and it's a big step, isn't it? It's a big step up, and I think he is exciting, and I think he is very, very athletic, and I like the fact that he can play left back. But we are linked with Nathan Collins, and this is coming from Alex Crook of TalkSport, and also Leeds are looking like they're in for him as well, and Wolverhampton Wanderers. But he is an absolute beast of a central defender, and he's 21 years of age, and if you want to tear down Burnley's side and take their best signings, you want to be looking at their defenders because in abundance, they have some really, really good defenders. I know what you might think of Ben Mee, but, he's a decent defender. Tarkowski was linked with as well. Look like he's signing for Everton now. But Nathan Collins, for me, at 21 years of age, his defensive stat here is 84. He's got it all for me. He's got it all, and he's so young, and he's only going to get better. There's so many attributes that I like about Collins. It's unbelievable. So, yeah, if this one is on, then I think it's a really good, exciting signing because he's so young and he's got that growth and he's got that maturity. And we know that Ireland produce really, really good centre-backs, don't they? Talking of centre-backs, Paul McGrath, number 5, absolute legend. But, this kid, he's going to the top. I really think he's going to the top. So he started out at Stoke. He signed for Stoke from Burnley for £12 million. He had a real good season at Stoke, and I really wanted us to have a look at him when he was at Stoke as well. So his strengths are his positioning, his aerial duels, his ground duels. Sofa score rating last season, love it, 7.13. Stats that I like to see. Nice and green and nice and orange, yellow in those stats as well. So really, really good. So yeah, last season heat map. Yeah, you can move it into sort of like this right back area through here as well. So really like him. He likes to drive out from the back as well. I've seen so many times when he just picks up that ball and he just keeps running and he keeps playing out from the back as well. So it's really, really good. One criticism is that he plays quite a few long balls, but I'm sure we could iron that out of his game as well. He had a good game against Villa here, and then he had another good game when they narrowly lost to Spurs 1-0. So his stats were pretty good on Sofa score last season. Now his form for Ireland has been absolutely remarkable. 7.50, and this 8.2 was when he got his goal against Ukraine, and he just picked up the ball in this area here and just kept on going and going, and what a finish that was. So I've had a look at his stats here compared to Konsa as well. So Collins has got a defensive rating of 84, and Konsa has got 74. Tactical, pretty even, 67, 66. Creativity is 41, 36. Attacking, 41, 37, and technical 48 and 44. So Sofa score, he is rated slightly better than Ezri Konsa. We know that Konsa is injured as well, so he looks like he's going to be out until early September time. So I can't really see him being in the Villa side September, October time, really, because if you think about at the minute who's going to start at centre-back for Villa, you'd be looking at Mings partnering Carlos. We've also got Chambers as well. So last season played 19 games, started 18. He was in Team of the Week twice, goals 2, and he's got big chances missed 2, touches per game 47.9, big chances created 3, accuracy per game 69%, and I think that is coming from the long balls that he plays as well. Accuracy in his own half 82, opposition half 54%. Clean sheets 5, interceptions per game 1.3, tackles per game 1.9, clearances per game 4.3. What else have we got? Possessions lost 11.6. This is what I'm saying about the long balls. Ground duels won 60%, total duels won 63%, successful dribbles 63%, loves a dribble, and fouls 1.1. So Villa fans, let me know, what are you saying about Nathan Collins? This one is really, really exciting. You'd think that Burnley are going to want to keep him in the Championship, but he's far too good for the Championship. He deserves to be playing Premier League football, and I think if this is one that we can get done, would you have him over Stefan de Vrij with the opportunity to growth, the development? He's only going to get better. I think I would edge towards Nathan Collins for me. I think he's going to the top in the Premier League, and I think in a few years' time, he's going to be one of the best central defenders in the league. So in other news, Aston Villa are signing Rory Wilson from Rangers. He bagged over 40 goals last season for the Rangers under-23 sort of reserve side. So he loves the goal. There was talk that we were going to have to sort of go to a FIFA tribunal because we couldn't agree the fee, but it looks like we've stumped up the cash to pay the actual fee for Rory Wilson. So that's really good as well. So hope you've enjoyed Transfer Hub. Another daily dose of me and with a podcast. I bet you see my face more than you see some of your family at the minute. But no, I absolutely love doing this. It's my passion, this podcast. I absolutely love everything that it's become. I love the direction that we're going in. I love talking to you guys, and I just want to grow it to be the biggest and the best it possibly can. So with your help, we can get to 8,000 subscribers. And yeah, thank you for watching, and up the Villa.